What a way to start off your UFC run, as we saw in the headliner for the prelims of UFC Fight Night Moreno vs. Usyk. We saw the debut of one Ateba Gautier versus Jose Daniel Medina at a bout of UFC middleweights. This was a unique debut, I'd say, because look, again, we don't know how his UFC run will unfold, but it's certainly one to keep an eye out for, or certainly a guy to keep an eye out for in the UFC middleweight division. As we saw Ateba Gautier, whose UFC debut, he fought on the Dana White's Contend Series in September, got a stoppage victory over Yuri Naito. This time, he has his UFC debut against Jose Daniel Medina, veteran in UFC, 33-0. Well, actually, his second fight officially in the UFC. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, or 2-fight losing streak going into this. So, this was urgent for him to get back on the right foot. But against a beast in Ateba Gautier, 6'4", 186 coming in this, but a specimen. And he really delivered. He had a solid stoppage victory, went in combinations and had Medina frazzled. Ultimately, it was a big knee up the middle, which knocked down Medina, and Medina acknowledged his power. You also saw a cut above his cheek, or on his right cheek. So explanatory in of itself, but yeah, saw a stoppage win to prove his win streak to 6. So very solid for debut for Gautier. As for Medina, like I mentioned, 3-5 win streak or losing streak. So we'll see, back to drawing board for him. But as for Gautier, again, we'll see how his UFC run unfolds, but at least a very good debut to start it off. We'll see.